5 Animals that live after death, writing and science. Snakes. Chopping these things' heads off may seem like a peaceful way to avoid being bitten, but the truth is that may not be the case. A snake's head, a vessel for its fangs and deadly poison sacs, still has the ability to bite you and deliver deadly venom even if it's no longer attached with the rest of its body. Snakes detect heat's signature with its head, and if you are close enough to the head of the snake that has been cut off, it can still sting you and deliver deadly venoms that can kill you. These heat-sensitive pits are capable of detecting threats for hours even after its death, which means the snake can defend itself even in death, zombie style. And yes, this applies to if the body is no longer attached. Turtles. The hearts of fish, reptiles, birds and mammals have like their own pacemaker cells. They tick over when the signals of their brainstem are not coming through for some reason, which ensures that their hearts still function for a while even when the brain does not. These animals can dive for a very long time. How long? Well, try 5,000 hours in the case of the loggerhead sea turtle. Yeah, you heard that right. That was a 5 and 3 zeros, and they survive that long by on what oxygen they can take from the water through their skin, throat and so on, as well as their body has amazing potential for producing energy without oxygen. Their hearts has their own fuel sac, and they won't give up until their last fuel sac has been used up. Frogs. It has been discovered that frogs continue to move around even when they are brain dead, or to put it more accurately, with its brain missing. This experiment was brought about when scientists discovered reports of various headless animals continuously to move about, and it's very impressive on its own, but let's face it, there is only so much what a creature can do without its head. But what happens when you remove the frog's brain but leaves its body intact? Well, thanks to the "Let's chop out its brain and see what the hell happens" reproach by neurologist David Ferriel in 19th century, we can tell you that a headed but brainless frog actually behaves very similarly to a frog with its brain matter perfectly intact, and if you turn the frog upside down, it will rise itself back up. Octopus. I'm pretty sure that you've seen videos online where an octopus, after being chopped up, continues to move. In fact, in certain Asian countries, eating fresh octopus is a deadly delicacy. It's not really the octopus that survive after being chopped up, but rather their 8 wily arms that continue to move about. And it's these 8 arms that usually get stuck in someone's throat, resulting into a very bad day. The reason why octopus arms maintain mobility even after being chopped off is quite fascinating. It's because their central nervous system is quite unique. Most of an octopus's nerve cells, 2/3 of them in fact, can be found, not in the brain where you would expect them to be, but rather in its tentacles. And these arms can continue reacting to stimuli even after they are no longer connected to the main brain. In fact, they remain responsive even after the octopus has been long dead and the arms severed. Researchers in St. George's University in London conducted an extensive experiments on this phenomenon. Chickens. There is truth to the expression running around like a headless chicken after all. Yes, ask any farmer and they will tell you, chickens can still run around with their heads cut off, and there is a very simple reason for this, and it's not because chickens are zombies. No, the reason is, believe it or not, human error. A butcher's error, to be more specific. You see, a chicken's central nervous system is very different from us humans. Some basic bodily functions are controlled not by the brain itself, but by certain parts of the brainstem. So what does this all mean? Well, if a butcher chops a chicken's head to high, most of the time it's just the forebrain of the chicken that comes off with its head, leaving the brainstem and the cerebellum quite intact. In fact, if the butcher also misses the jugular, not only will the chicken continue to move, it sometimes can still breath. Of course, it will eventually starve to death, but there is one special case that a chicken survived 18 whole months without its head. Thanks so much for watching and supporting my channel. Please, don't forget to subscribe.